All right, guys, this is about the last hurrah right here. We're going to do finding inverses of rational functions. You should see the problem written there on the screen. Finding inverses of rational functions. Inverses is, it's really not such a difficult concept. It mainly means that you're just, here, let me move this out of the way for a second. Finding an inverse mainly means you're just going to take the, x's and the y's, the x and the y, all right, and you're going to switch them around. You're going to switch them around. Okay, why does my y look so ugly? What in, okay, you know what? There we go. So you're just going to take the x and the y and switch them around, and then you're going to solve. And then you're going to solve. That's all it means. So, for example, this one, if I want to find the inverse, like if I want to find the inverse, they would call that g of -1 as the inverse, right? So what we're going to have to do is switch these x's and y's around. So now I know you don't see a y here, okay? But what you need to do is think of this g of x as your y, okay? So you're going to say y equals -x minus 2 over x plus 4. So now when you change it up, you're going to have x. Now we're changing everything now to the inverse side. Now you're going to say x equals -y minus 2 over y plus 4. That's the inverse right there. But you can't write the inverse that way because you still will need this thing in terms of y, right? So we still need to solve for y. Now we will solve for y, and then we will be done. So now it's time to solve for y. So let's do it. Just like we were doing before, and this is how it connects with the long division stuff. I strongly recommend maybe using cross multiplication as your method here. Think of that as being over 1, and you could totally cross multiply, and that won't hurt anything, right? So you're going to end up with x times y plus 4 equals -y minus 2. Remember, we want the y's all on the same side if we're going to do this, okay? So to get the y's on the same side, I'm going to go ahead and add, well, let's see. There are a couple ways to do this. I want to think of the easiest way for you. Let's get rid of this x over here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and divide by x. So now it's gone. But if I do that over there, I'm going to do it over here as well. So now I've got y plus 4 equals negative y minus 2 over x, okay? This y still isn't by itself yet, so we need to do a little bit more. Subtract 4, but that still ends up being kind of ugly because now we have a y over here and over there, and I can't just add this y to both sides. That doesn't work that way because it's up here in the numerator with something else. So now we have to go backwards a little bit because we kind of messed up from here. So that's all right. We're going to go backwards. Maybe this is one of those times where I want to go ahead and actually multiply out the x and the y. So let's do that. X times y equals, plus 4x. That's just from multiplying x times, wait, here, hold on. So I want to make sure you know where I got that from. That comes from doing x times y plus 4. Once I use distributive property, this is what I get, right? And on the other side, that's going to equal -y minus 2. All right. So immediately, let's get our y terms onto the same side, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and add y over here. So now I've got x, y plus 4x equals -2. All right, I'm closer. Now let's get rid of 4x because that doesn't have y with it. So minus 4x. Okay, and that leaves me with xy plus y. And on the other side, it's just going to be -4x and a minus 2. Okay, so now I have nothing but y on this side. That is good news. Nothing but y on this side. So to do something about this, let's go ahead and factor out a y. Okay. If I were to pull y out, all right, what would be left in here? If I were to pull y out, what would be left in here? Hopefully you would say something more vibrant. Hopefully you would say, well, see, y times x is xy. And then I just need this y to stay the same, so I need to multiply it by a positive 1. Y times 1 is still just y. And that would be perfect for what we want. And so the rest of this just is bring down the negative 4x minus 2. And finally, remember, we want y by itself. So let's undo what's being multiplied by it. So let's go ahead and divide by x plus 1 on both sides. So it'll cancel here. And you'll have x plus 1 over here. And so finally, you've got y equals negative 4x minus 2 over x plus 1. Okay? So you can rewind the video. You can see the mistake we made, as well as how we went back and fixed it and tried to do something different. In these cases, it ended up being good to go ahead and distribute the x to each thing and get all our y's gathered up on the same side. Okay, that's real important. Get all the y's, to the same side. All right. Once you get all the y's to the same side, then you go ahead and solve and get y by itself. Get y by itself. And then finally, you solve and you've got your answer here. All right. That's one example. The rest of them are pretty much the same. If you've got any questions, let me know and I'll make another video for you, or we'll do a Google Meet or something like that. See you guys later. Bye.